Hey, it's Melissa Greer. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about the real estate market in Greensboro, which is very similar to the one nationally, which I'm sure everyone's heard about. It has been really crazy. We have very low inventory, very low interest rates. We have a lot of pent-up demand, not seeing a break in that whatsoever. And actually, I hope we won't. It's been a really fun market. The frustrating part is I know buyers have a hard time competing for these listings. It really is amazing, and it'll eventually ease up a little bit, but right now we are still as busy as we can be. And the thing is, it's even more important to try and partner with a realtor who can help you in this market, because you want someone who has good relationships with other agents and who is really available if something comes up, because sometimes you don't have a whole lot of time. Looking at the market now, and based on a calendar year, busiest times have been the spring market and the fall market. And the summer, if I ever took a long vacation, it was always in July. So the thing is we're busy. I mean, it's not like I could take a week or two off right now. There's a lot of people looking, and I would feel guilty about leaving them. And truthfully, we need to be here to be available if something comes up. I think sellers are tempted not to do a whole lot as far as staging and preparing, because they hear that the real estate market is so busy and there are no listings. We want to make sure that we present our listings just like it's any other market, because those are the ones that sell for top dollar. It's not that your house won't sell, but then it becomes how much will it sell for. So the other thing I recommend with sellers is do not overprice or test the market right now. Let the market drive your price up. Don't you do it, because people are already paying above asking price. So if you test the market and you go in higher and your house sits for even a week, which I never thought I would say this, people wonder what's wrong with it. So at the end of the day, it's just such a unique market. You need to really just be very reasonable in your asking price, and normally it will get you above that. I have a house listed right now that I feel like we went in a little high on, and it has been sitting for about a month. One thing you'll see is they're quick. So if something hasn't sold in a week or two, you see the price come down, sometimes in a few days. It really is quick, but the thing there is you've already set a standard. And it's fine, like usually if we do that, it'll sell. You really don't know. It's like, it could go for this, but if it doesn't in a week or two, we need to bring it here. The multiple offers are in the lower price points, not the higher, usually. So if you've got something in our area, it's, I would say 500 and above, I wouldn't necessarily not price it a little bit higher. I don't think people are gonna judge it if it doesn't sell in the first few weeks. If it's in the twos, that's where you need to be a little bit more cognizant of starting in a reasonable place. What I would advise buyers to do in this market is, again, partner with an agent that you trust that's available. Make sure you have a strong pre-approval letter, preferably a local lender, because that helps as far as if you are in a multiple offer situation and the other agents know this lender. And then, just really let your agent set you up on any app they have. Make sure you check Zillow. Most people love Zillow, and I do too. And just check that. Make sure you keep up with it. And the minute you see something that you're interested in, get in touch with your agent immediately, even if you are at the beach, because we FaceTime. A lot of these listings have 3D Matterport tours where you can virtually walk it. So there are ways to see it without being here if you really, really think it's something you want. And you'll hear terms like highest and best, and I might explain to you what that means. And a lot of times if it's a really desirable listing and they have multiple offers, you'll see an agent that'll go and the seller will ask for the highest and best terms by a certain time. And when you hear that, it means they have more than one acceptable offer, and they're giving every buyer a shot to do their best. And sometimes people don't understand that actually benefits a buyer more than the seller, because it just means they've got several that they would sign, but they want to give everyone a shot. The buyers in this market have to have so much patience, and it really is, it's almost heartbreaking a little bit as a buyer's agent, which I do both. I'm a listing agent and a buyer's agent, but I've had buyers who've lost multiple homes, and I've talked to agents who, they'll bring an offer on one of my listings and they'll say this buyer's lost 8 or 9. That becomes so disappointing. And there are even some who say, well, I'm gonna rent for a while. And that's even hard to find. Like, you can't find a rental. So I think what I would say is, if you keep losing offers, it's time to try and figure out and regroup why that's happening. I think it's really important for your agent to ask a lot of questions when you don't get something. Like, why didn't we? What could we have done differently? And most agents will help each other with those answers as much as we're allowed to. That's the state of our market right now, July 1, 2021. But I could probably do one of these every few weeks because it will change. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.